Have you ever wondered why absence can make the heart grow fonder? Why, when someone steps away, the mind suddenly floods with memories and emotions that seemed quiet before? This isn't just a romantic saying. It's a powerful truth wired deep into our brains. When you truly understand this, you unlock a secret force that can change how someone feels about you. It's not about tricks or manipulation. It's about creating real emotional space that lets feelings breathe and grow stronger. Imagine having the ability to inspire genuine longing simply by stepping back with confidence and purpose. That kind of presence, felt even when you're not physically there, is rare, magnetic, and deeply attractive. Missing someone isn't about punishment or playing games. It's about giving the heart room to recognize what it values. When you're constantly available, your presence becomes expected, almost ordinary. But when you allow yourself to be absent, you create a pause, a moment where the mind starts to fill in the gaps. It's in this quiet space that feelings intensify. The brain begins to replay memories, focusing on your smile, your voice, the way you made her feel safe or excited. Absence is not emptiness, it's the fertile ground where desire grows. This is the core reason why making the girl miss you works, not by forcing attention, but by inviting her to remember and crave the connection you share. It takes courage to pull back, especially when emotions are involved. The fear of being forgotten or replaced can feel overwhelming. But here's the truth: absence, when used wisely, is a form of respect. Respect for her space, for yourself, and for the natural rhythm of attraction. It says you trust the connection enough to give it time and distance. That trust is powerful. It plants a seed of curiosity and longing that constant contact simply cannot. Instead of chasing, you become a presence she notices even when you're not around. You become unforgettable. Think about the last time you missed someone deeply. What did that feel like inside? There was a longing, sure, but also growing appreciation for who they are and what they bring into your life. That's the emotional reward waiting for you on this path. When you learn to create healthy absence, you invite her to experience that same feeling for you. You don't just become a part of her daily routine. You become a part of her emotional landscape, a presence she wants to return to again and again. As you listen and absorb what comes next, you'll discover how to use this absence with intention, combining it with deep emotional connection to create a magnetic pull. You'll learn how to turn distance into desire and silence into anticipation. This isn't about being distant for the sake of distance. It's about mastering the delicate balance that makes your presence meaningful and memorable. Stick with this, because what you're about to learn will change how you show up in her mind and heart, giving you a powerful edge in any relationship. The journey begins with understanding the profound impact of absence. Once you see it as a tool for growth and attraction, you'll start to shift your perspective. You'll stop fearing distance and start embracing it as the space where longing is born. This mindset is the foundation for every other psychological trick that will follow. Stay focused, stay patient, and get ready to change the way you connect forever. Because the right kind of absence doesn't push her away. It pulls her in deeper than ever before. You might think that just being near someone is enough to create a strong connection. But real attraction goes far beyond proximity. What truly makes someone unforgettable is the emotional impact they leave behind, the feelings they awaken inside you. Presence alone is simple. Emotional value is profound. When you show up in someone's life with meaningful moments, genuine care, and authentic energy, you become more than just a face or a voice. You become a feeling, an experience that lingers long after you're gone. That is the kind of presence that makes a girl miss you deeply and sincerely. Science shows us that the brain prioritizes emotional experiences over routine contact. Moments filled with laughter, vulnerability, excitement, or calm create strong emotional memories. These memories are like anchors, pulling her back to you even when you're not there. If your interactions are shallow or frequent, without depth, they fail to imprint. You become part of the background noise. But when you create emotional value, you become a vivid chapter in her story. She remembers how you made her feel, alive, understood, appreciated, and that memory grows stronger in your absence. This is why simply being physically close isn't enough. It's the quality of your emotional connection that truly matters. Focus on the impact you have when you're present. Are your words and actions lifting her up? Are you someone who makes her feel safe to be herself? Do you inspire excitement and hope? These are the moments she will replay in her mind when you step away. The secret lies in cultivating emotional richness that no one else can offer. It requires awareness, empathy, and authenticity. It demands that you invest in yourself so you can give your best energy. When you do this, you become more than just another person in her life. You become someone unforgettable, someone who leaves an emotional imprint that creates longing. This kind of emotional presence also builds confidence, not just in yourself but in how she sees you. When you bring value that goes beyond surface-level connection, you signal strength and depth. You show her that you are worthy of her attention, not by clinging or demanding it, but by embodying it. That kind of self-assured energy is magnetic. It encourages her to seek you out, to wonder about you, and to appreciate your presence even when you're not there. You begin to hold a space in her heart that can only be filled by you. Remember, making a girl miss you isn't about being distant for distance's sake. It's about being so valuable emotionally that your absence feels like a missing piece. This is the emotional currency that builds desire and longing. Every conversation, every shared laugh, every moment where you made her feel truly seen adds to that value. And the greater the emotional connection you create, the deeper her feelings will grow when you're apart. The power lies in the quality of your presence, not just its quantity. When you master this, absence becomes a powerful force, an invitation for her mind and heart to come back to you again and again. You start to transform from someone easily replaced to someone irreplaceable. This is the essence of attraction rooted in emotional value, and it sets the foundation for everything else you need to make her truly miss you. Keep this close as you move forward, because emotional impact is the heartbeat of connection. It's where lasting desire begins. When something is scarce, it instantly feels more valuable. This isn't just a trick of the mind, it's a fundamental law of human psychology. Scarcity taps into a deep part of the brain that responds to rarity with desire and focus. When you are always available, when your attention and presence are endless and taken for granted, your value naturally diminishes in her eyes. But when you create healthy boundaries, when you become a limited resource, something rare and not easily grasped, you ignite a powerful attraction she cannot resist. She begins to notice you more, think about you more, and ultimately miss you more. Scarcity is about more than just physical distance. It's about emotional availability. When you are selective with your time and energy, you signal that your presence is precious and worth earning. This creates an unconscious sense of respect and curiosity. The brain craves what it cannot easily have, and by being less available, you become a mystery wrapped in desirability. Scarcity triggers the reward system in the brain, releasing dopamine, the chemical of desire and motivation. This biological reaction makes her want to pursue you, to seek the connection that feels just out of reach. This powerful effect happens naturally when you learn to balance closeness with distance. The challenge is to wield scarcity authentically. It's not about playing cold or pushing her away to make her chase. It's about honoring your own needs and creating space where both of you can breathe. Scarcity that comes from self-respect is magnetic because it shows you value yourself and your time. When she senses that you have a life beyond her full of purpose and passion, she's drawn in deeper. You become someone who is fully engaged with your own growth, which makes your presence even more captivating. This is the kind of scarcity that builds lasting attraction, not the kind that breeds confusion or insecurity. You must resist the urge to fill every silence or respond immediately to every message. Instead, learn to be present without overwhelming. This teaches her that your attention is a reward, something earned and cherished. Every time you step back with intention, you allow her space to reflect on what you bring to her life. You create moments where she actively chooses to think of you, to wonder about you, to miss you. Scarcity sharpens focus. It removes complacency. It creates emotional tension that pulls her heart toward you with increasing force. Understand that scarcity is a dance, not a rigid rule. Too much distance, and the connection can fade. Too little, and the value drops. Finding this balance requires awareness and courage to hold your ground while staying emotionally available on your own terms. It means trusting the process and believing in your worth, knowing that absence is not rejection, but an invitation for deeper longing. When scarcity is practiced with integrity, it fuels desire instead of fear. It creates a powerful dynamic where she values your presence because it is not a constant given, but a precious gift. This is the essence of scarcity's power, making yourself a rare and desirable presence in her life. When you embody this principle, you shift the energy of your connection from casual to compelling. You move from being just another option to someone she deeply misses when you're gone. This shift transforms attraction into something profound and lasting. It sets the stage for the next powerful steps to deepen her feelings and make your absence a space where love grows stronger. Scarcity, when understood and applied with heart, becomes one of the most potent tools to create genuine longing. There is a magnetic force and mystery that few understand, yet everyone feels. When you reveal every detail of yourself all at once, you leave little for the mind to explore. Curiosity fades, and with it, the spark that fuels fascination. Mystery creates a space where the imagination fills in the blanks, weaving thoughts and feelings into a tapestry of desire. When parts of you remain unseen or unknown, her brain is naturally drawn to discover more. This subtle pull is one of the deepest psychological triggers of attraction. It invites her to invest emotionally, to wonder, to chase not just your presence, but the story you hold beneath the surface. Mystery is not about deception or hiding who you are. It's about pacing your revelations, allowing your essence to unfold gradually, like a flower opening petal by petal. This slow unveiling makes each interaction meaningful, leaving her wanting more instead of feeling overwhelmed. When you become an enigma in her mind, she spends time mentally engaging with you even in your absence. This internal engagement builds emotional tension and deepens her connection to you. Mystery fuels a kind of longing born not from emptiness but from a desire to truly know you, to be part of your evolving story. You can cultivate mystery by holding back details that don't need to be shared immediately. Avoid over-explaining your thoughts, your plans, or your emotions too soon. Instead, invite her to discover these parts organically over time. This intentional restraint creates anticipation, a powerful emotional charge. The brain loves puzzles and stories unfinished, and when you position yourself as that intriguing puzzle, you become irresistible. Mystery also signals confidence. You don't need to lay everything bare to be accepted. You trust that your value is enough, and that she will come closer because she wants to, not because you've given her every piece up front. This dynamic invites her to invest emotionally in the relationship, to engage her curiosity and desire. It builds a mental connection that feels exciting and new each time you reveal a layer of who you are. This creates a powerful cycle where absence becomes filled with thoughts of you, and presence becomes charged with fresh discovery. Mystery turns ordinary moments into meaningful encounters, making every conversation and every silence rich with potential. It transforms the way she experiences you, not as someone fully known, but as someone endlessly fascinating. The energy of mystery also protects your emotional boundaries. It prevents you from becoming too available or predictable, which can dull attraction. Instead, it allows you to hold space for yourself and your own growth, making you more grounded and self-assured. This inner strength shines through, enhancing the magnetic effect mystery has on our feelings. When combined with healthy scarcity and emotional value, mystery completes the triangle of attraction. It makes your presence compelling, your absence felt, and your connection unforgettable. By embracing mystery, you invite her to see you as more than a person. She sees you as a world waiting to be explored. This deep psychological pull makes her thoughts return to you again and again, longing for the next glimpse beneath the surface. It creates a natural and irresistible emotional tension that fuels desire. Mystery is the quiet force that turns simple attraction into profound connection. It's a powerful, authentic way to deepen her feelings and make your absence a space where her heart continues to seek you. Connection is built not only on what you say, but also on how you make her feel in your presence, and, crucially, in your absence. Emotional consistency creates a safe harbor for her heart, a place where she knows she can return and feel understood and valued. When your energy is steady, even when you're not around, she begins to associate you with stability and trust. This emotional reliability deepens her attachment and strengthens her longing during the times apart. It's not about constant attention or reassurance. It's about cultivating a resonance that echoes beyond physical proximity. When you show up with genuine warmth and clear intentions, you create an emotional imprint that lingers. Your voice, your tone, your actions, all combine to build a feeling that she carries with her. This is the essence of emotional imprinting, a psychological phenomenon where repeated positive interactions establish a deep connection in the brain's neural pathways. These pathways make it easier for her to recall the feelings associated with you, creating a pull that grows stronger as time passes. The more emotionally consistent and authentic you are, the more your absence feels like a meaningful void rather than mere distance. But emotional consistency isn't about rigidity. It's about being real and present in the moments you share, allowing vulnerability and strength to coexist. When she experiences your authenticity, her brain releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone, creating feelings of safety and closeness. This hormone doesn't just build trust, it creates a craving for more of that emotional connection. When you step away after nurturing this bond, her subconscious starts to crave the same sense of connection you provided. This craving becomes a powerful emotional pull, making her miss you not just physically, but deeply, emotionally. The power of emotional consistency is also about honoring boundaries, both yours and hers. When you respect her space while maintaining your own centeredness, you communicate that your connection is based on mutual respect and genuine care. This balance fosters trust, which is the foundation of all lasting relationships. Trust reduces anxiety and insecurity, allowing longing to grow from a place of confidence instead of fear. When absence is paired with this emotional trust, missing you becomes a natural response, a desire rooted in comfort and deep appreciation. You cannot fake this emotional presence. It requires you to be in touch with your own feelings and willing to express them clearly and honestly. When you operate from this place of emotional integrity, you build a connection that transcends superficial attraction. She feels your emotional availability, and this encourages her to open up and invest her heart as well. The emotional momentum you create together makes your absence meaningful. It's not emptiness, but a space filled with anticipation and genuine longing. This consistent emotional presence is a rare gift. It sets you apart from those who offer only fleeting moments of attention. It builds a connection that withstands the test of time and distance. When you master this, you don't just make her miss you, you become a vital part of her emotional world. The gap your absence creates becomes a powerful magnet, drawing her back with a yearning rooted in trust, safety, and heartfelt connection. This emotional depth is the heartbeat of true attraction, the foundation upon which all lasting desire is built. Desire is not born from neediness. It flourishes in the fertile ground of independence. When you cultivate a strong, fulfilling life outside of her presence, you become irresistible. This is because confidence rooted in self-sufficiency sends a clear message: you are whole on your own. You are not chasing validation or affection out of desperation. Instead, you offer your presence as a gift, something valuable, not something to be begged for. This shift in mindset transforms your energy from clingy to magnetic. It inspires respect, admiration, and most importantly, genuine longing. The human mind is naturally drawn to strength and autonomy. When a person sees you pursuing your passions, building your dreams, and living with purpose, it triggers a psychological response tied to survival and growth. You become someone worth noticing, worth missing, because you embody a life that is rich and meaningful. This internal fulfillment creates an emotional energy that radiates outward, touching everyone around you, including her. You don't need to force attraction. Your authentic growth naturally pulls her in, even from a distance. Independence also creates space for mystery and scarcity, deepening her curiosity and desire. When you are engaged fully in your own world, you cannot be possessed or controlled. This freedom is compelling because it challenges her to see you as a complete individual, not just an option or a convenience. It invites her to value the time she spends with you even more, knowing it is earned and not given lightly. When your life is full and vibrant, your absence does not feel like a loss, but a meaningful pause, a moment that makes her appreciate your presence on a deeper level. This dynamic also protects your emotional well-being. By focusing on your own growth and happiness, you avoid the trap of dependence that can weaken attraction. Instead, you build resilience and self-worth that shine through in every interaction. This inner strength fosters a magnetic confidence that is both calming and exhilarating to her. It signals that you are someone who values yourself and expects to be valued in return. This balance between connection and autonomy ignites a powerful psychological attraction that makes her miss not only you, but the energy and stability you bring into her life. To embody this independence, you must cultivate daily habits and routines that nourish your mind, body, and soul. Pursue your goals with passion. Spend time with people who inspire you. Engage in activities that elevate your sense of purpose. When you invest in yourself this way, you create a life that is compelling on its own. Your energy becomes contagious, and the space you hold becomes a place she longs to enter. This isn't about withdrawal or playing games. It's about becoming the best version of yourself so that your absence leaves a meaningful impact. Ultimately, independence fuels desire by creating an emotional dynamic where she feels drawn to you because you stand firmly on your own. It is a declaration that you are worthy of love and attention because you first love and respect yourself. This powerful truth shifts the entire relationship from uncertainty to certainty, from craving to genuine connection. When you live with this strength, you don't just make her miss you, you inspire her to want to be part of the vibrant life you have created. Independence is not just a trait, it is a force that transforms attraction into deep, lasting longing. The power of anticipation is often underestimated, yet it's one of the most potent emotional triggers that can make someone miss you deeply. When you create moments that are charged with excitement and positive emotion, You leave behind an imprint that lingers long after you're gone. Anticipation heightens the brain's reward system, releasing dopamine, the chemical that drives desire and motivation. This means that when she looks forward to your next interaction, her mind is flooded with feelings of pleasure and eagerness. The key is to cultivate these moments so they are genuine and meaningful, not forced or superficial. Anticipation thrives on the balance between presence and absence. When you show up with energy that is uplifting, inspiring, and engaging, you become someone who adds value to her life. This doesn't require grand gestures. Even small moments that make her smile, feel appreciated, or think differently create a positive emotional imprint. Over time, these moments accumulate, creating a powerful emotional association with you. When you step back, this association turns into anticipation. Her mind and heart begin to look forward to reconnecting with you because you have become a source of joy and inspiration. Creating anticipation also means not revealing everything at once. When you share exciting news, plans, or feelings in stages, you keep her curiosity alive. This gradual unveiling invites her to stay mentally and emotionally engaged. It turns your relationship into a dynamic journey rather than a destination reached too quickly. The brain craves novelty and progression, and when you provide this through anticipation, you tap into a deep psychological drive that keeps her wanting more. This feeling intensifies when your interactions are memorable and emotionally charged. Another essential aspect of anticipation is unpredictability. When your presence is not entirely predictable, it disrupts routine and creates a spark. The brain responds strongly to surprises and changes, especially when they come with positive emotions. By varying the timing, tone, or content of your communication in thoughtful ways, you make your presence feel exciting and fresh. This unpredictability keeps her emotionally alert and engaged, fueling her desire and increasing the likelihood that she will miss you when you are not around. It is a delicate balance between consistency and surprise that makes anticipation so compelling. To harness anticipation effectively, focus on being intentional with your interactions. Bring your best energy, show genuine interest, and leave her wanting more, not because you are withholding, but because you are enriching each moment. Avoid over-communicating or flooding her with too much attention, as this dilutes the impact and reduces the buildup of desire. Instead, practice restraint and savor the power of a well-timed message or gesture. This cultivates a sense of importance around your presence, making each encounter a highlight she looks forward to. Anticipation is not just about what happens in the moment, it's about planting seeds that grow in her mind during your absence. When done with authenticity and care, it deepens emotional connection and creates a powerful cycle of longing and fulfillment. This cycle naturally makes her miss you because her brain and heart are trained to seek the pleasure and excitement that your presence brings. The energy of anticipation turns absence into a space filled with hope and desire, a space where her feelings for you continue to strengthen and deepen. True emotional net comes from the ability to listen, not just to respond, but to truly hear and understand. When you listen with intention, you communicate respect and validation, two powerful psychological needs that, when fulfilled, create deep emotional bonds. This kind of attentive listening signals to her that she matters on a profound level. It shifts the connection from surface-level interaction to meaningful engagement. When she feels truly heard, her heart opens, and her mind becomes anchored in thoughts of you. This emotional investment naturally increases the space you hold in her life, making your absence more palpable and your presence more treasured. Listening is not passive. It requires you to be fully present, to absorb her words, emotions, and even the silences between them. When you reflect back what you hear without judgment or distraction, you build a foundation of trust. Trust is a cornerstone of emotional intimacy, and intimacy fuels longing. Without it, attraction remains shallow and fleeting. When you demonstrate that you value her inner world, she feels safe to reveal more of herself, deepening the emotional connection that keeps her thinking about you even when you're apart. This creates a magnetic pull that is grounded in authenticity and respect. The psychology behind attentive listening reveals that the brain rewards meaningful social connection with feelings of warmth and attachment. Oxytocin, the hormone linked to bonding, is released when someone feels genuinely understood. This biochemical reaction forms a cycle of emotional reinforcement that deepens her feelings for you. Your ability to listen well triggers this response, embedding you in her emotional landscape. Over time, these moments of connection accumulate, building a reservoir of shared vulnerability and trust that makes your absence feel like a space waiting to be filled again. True listening also allows you to understand her needs, desires, and fears on a level that few others do. This insight gives you the power to respond with empathy and support, creating a dynamic where she feels valued not just for who she is on the surface, but for her whole self. When you engage with her on this level, you transcend the ordinary and create an emotional intimacy that is rare and precious. This emotional depth makes her mind and heart naturally gravitate toward you, especially when you're not physically present. The gap your absence creates becomes a space where her thoughts of you grow stronger. This level of connection cannot be rushed or faked. It requires patience, emotional intelligence, and a willingness to be vulnerable yourself. When you practice this kind of listening consistently, you elevate the relationship from transactional to transformational. You move beyond the chase and into a realm where mutual understanding and genuine care form the core of your bond. This emotional authenticity is magnetic. It compels her to miss not just your presence, but the rare feeling of being truly seen and valued. Listening with intention becomes a powerful tool for creating lasting emotional resonance. It deepens the connection that fuels attraction and longing, transforming absence into a meaningful space charged with anticipation and desire. When you master this art, you don't just become someone she misses. You become someone she needs, someone who occupies a permanent place in her heart and mind. The power of listening creates a connection so real and deep that no distance can diminish its strength. The way you communicate shapes everything. Every word you choose, every tone you use, sends signals that resonate far beyond the surface. To make a girl miss you, your communication must do more than convey information. It must stir emotions, ignite curiosity, and create an emotional imprint she carries with her. Words have power because they tap directly into the brain's emotional centers, shaping how she feels about you and the space you occupy in her heart. When your communication is clear, confident, and emotionally intelligent, it builds anticipation and longing even when you are not around. Emotional intelligence in communication means understanding not just what you say, but how it will land emotionally. It requires you to be mindful of her feelings and needs, while expressing your own with honesty and clarity. When you communicate from this place, you build a bridge of mutual respect and vulnerability. This connection is magnetic because it invites openness and trust, essential ingredients for deep emotional bonds. Instead of leaving her confused or uncertain, your words create safety and clarity, making her feel valued and understood. This feeling lingers long after the conversation ends, planting seeds of longing that grow during your absence. Confidence is another vital element in how you express yourself. When you speak with self-assurance, you radiate strength and stability, qualities that attract and inspire. Confidence is not arrogance or dominance. It is a quiet inner knowing of your worth and boundaries. This subtle power makes your presence compelling and your absence felt keenly. When your communication carries this energy, it signals that you are someone who respects yourself and expects to be respected in return. This dynamic naturally stirs desire because it aligns with deep psychological needs for security and admiration. She misses you because you embody a balance of strength and emotional availability. At the same time, effective communication involves the art of timing and restraint. Overloading her with messages or trying to control the interaction diminishes your value and can create emotional fatigue. Instead, speak when you have something meaningful to share, something that elevates the conversation and adds positive energy. This intentionality creates emotional peaks that she remembers and craves. Each well-placed word or phrase becomes a touchpoint of connection, making her anticipate your next message or encounter. This rhythm of engagement and pause fosters a natural longing rooted in respect and emotional fulfillment. Nonverbal communication, even in text or voice, also plays a crucial role. The tone, pacing, and subtle cues in your voice or choice of words carry emotional weight that goes beyond literal meaning. When you master this subtle language, you create layers of attraction that go deeper than words alone. These cues can convey warmth, humor, care, or passion, all of which contribute to a rich emotional experience. She senses this authenticity, which makes her feel connected even across distance and time. This invisible thread woven through your communication keeps her emotionally tethered to you, making your absence more noticeable and your return more desired. When your communication is intentional, emotionally intelligent, and confident, you create an emotional landscape where she feels valued, understood, and excited. This transforms your interactions from ordinary exchanges into memorable moments charged with meaning. In this space, missing you is not just about physical absence. It becomes a deep emotional yearning, a space where her heart recognizes the unique connection you offer. The way you communicate builds a magnetic force that draws her in, making your presence unforgettable and your absence a powerful invitation to reconnect. There is a magnetic force in the way you carry yourself, your energy, your presence, your sense of purpose. This invisible signal communicates volumes before a single word is spoken. To make a girl miss you, you must cultivate a presence that is compelling, authentic, and deeply rooted in self-respect. Presence is not about dominating the space or demanding attention. It is about quietly owning your value and living with an inner confidence that naturally draws others in. When you embody this energy, you create a lasting impression that lingers in her mind and heart, making your absence something she feels intensely. Presence stems from alignment. When your actions, thoughts, and emotions are coherent and intentional, it is the result of living a life that is purposeful, engaging, and full of growth. This alignment creates an aura of strength and calm that others sense and respond to on a subconscious level. When you focus on your own growth and happiness, you radiate a vitality that is impossible to ignore. This vitality makes you intriguing and desirable because it signals that you are whole and capable of contributing meaningfully to her life. The more whole and grounded you are, the stronger the emotional connection she forms with you, even when you are not physically present. To cultivate this presence, you must prioritize your own passions, goals, and well-being. When you invest in yourself, you demonstrate that your happiness does not depend solely on external validation. This independence is deeply attractive because it suggests stability and emotional resilience. It also creates space for her to appreciate you fully, without pressure or neediness clouding the connection. As you grow stronger and more fulfilled, your energy naturally becomes more magnetic, drawing her attention and desire in a way that feels effortless and genuine. Your presence is also communicated through boundaries, clear, healthy limits that show you respect yourself and expect respect from others. Boundaries are the invisible lines that protect your energy and time. When you establish and maintain them, you teach others how to treat you. This fosters mutual respect, which is a foundation for lasting attraction. Boundaries create a sense of mystery and challenge that fuels desire. They prevent you from being overly available or predictable, which can diminish your value in her eyes. Instead, your balanced presence makes her notice your absence more keenly, because it is not given freely without thought. It is earned and meaningful. This kind of presence is magnetic because it signals emotional security. When you are emotionally secure, you are less reactive and more composed. This steadiness provides a safe harbor for her emotions, inviting vulnerability and trust. Emotional security allows you to engage authentically without fear of rejection or loss. This depth of emotional strength becomes an anchor in the relationship, making your absence a space where longing can grow, rather than insecurity or doubt. Your authentic presence, rooted in self-respect, emotional security, and purposeful living, creates a powerful emotional imprint. It makes you unforgettable and irreplaceable in her mind. When you cultivate this presence, you don't just make her miss you. You make her yearn for the rare feeling of connection, respect, and admiration that only you can provide. This presence turns absence into a powerful invitation for her to return, eager to reconnect with the man who stands firmly in his own power and integrity. Connection is forged not only in what you do, but in the emotions you evoke. To make her miss you, you must become a source of positive emotions, joy, excitement, comfort, and inspiration that she craves and associates uniquely with you. Human beings are wired to seek experiences that make them feel good, safe, and alive. When you consistently create these emotional experiences, you anchor yourself deeply in her heart and mind. Absence then becomes a space filled with the memory of those feelings, creating a powerful pull that compels her to seek your presence again. This emotional magnetism is more than fleeting pleasure. It is about cultivating a sense of emotional safety and upliftment. When you inspire her, make her laugh, or simply make her feel deeply understood, you trigger dopamine, the brain's reward chemical. This releases a natural desire to repeat the experience, strengthening her emotional attachment to you. The memories of these moments become emotional triggers that remind her of the value and joy you bring into her life. When you are not there, those feelings create a vacuum that she instinctively wants to fill by reconnecting with you. Emotions are the language of the subconscious. Even when she isn't consciously thinking about you, the feelings you evoke continue to ripple through her mind. Positive emotional experiences create neural pathways that associate you with comfort and happiness. These pathways deepen over time, building a lasting emotional resonance. This is why it is vital to consistently be a source of positive energy and genuine care. It makes the emotional connection resilient and enduring. The more you do this, the more your absence feels like a void that only your presence can fill. Creating this emotional resonance also means being attuned to her needs and moods, responding with empathy and kindness. Emotional responsiveness shows that you are not just physically present but emotionally available. This availability nurtures trust and intimacy, making the connection feel safe and authentic. When she senses this, her emotional investment grows because she feels seen and valued on a deep level. The emotional bond becomes a thread that pulls her thoughts and heart toward you, especially when distance separates you. At the same time, creating space between interactions allows these positive emotions to ferment and grow. Constant contact dulls emotional intensity, while moments of absence heighten it. When you create meaningful emotional moments and then allow space, you give her mind the time and room to process and miss you. This cycle of emotional engagement and absence is a psychological trigger that strengthens attraction. It transforms simple liking into longing. To sustain this emotional pull, you must remain consistent and authentic. Fluctuating between warmth and coldness, or creating drama, undermines trust and destabilizes the connection. Emotional stability provides a secure foundation where longing can grow healthily. When you offer reliable positivity and understanding, you build an emotional sanctuary she wants to return to again and again. This is how you become unforgettable, not just in memory but in feeling. Her heart learns to seek you because you are the source of emotions that make her feel alive, cherished, and deeply connected. This emotional imprint is what makes absence feel unbearable and presence feel indispensable.